Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here. Today I'm going to show you guys and I'm going to show you my game collection. This is an update from the previous video I uploaded on my PS4 game collection from March 28th of last year. And this is the PS4 game collection I have as of October 16th, 2021. So it's been about a year and a couple months since March of 2020, and I've gotten quite a bit of games since. So I have at least 24, maybe 25 physical copies of PS4 games, and I've had one since Christmas Day of 2018, so it'll be 3 years this December 25th. So hope to get more PS4 games along the way in the near future. So to begin with, this is in alphabetical order, by the way. So first off, got Assassin's Creed the Ezio Collection. This game, it's like 3 Assassin's Creed games, all based on Ezio Auditore, and I really liked Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood. Wasn't really a fan of Revelations that much. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I'd have to say, if it was any Assassin's Creed game my favorite, I'd probably say either 2 or 3 because those games were phenomenal. The cities look realistic in one way or another. So, this is more of a recent pickup. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I just got this for my birthday, by the way. I played it, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, when it was on the Nintendo Wii U. It looked very similar. The graphics looked so similar. You know, the game flow just looked very similar from the one I had when it was on the Nintendo Wii U. And I was a Nintendo person up until 2018 because they didn't make any more Madden NFL games or any of the games that I enjoy playing. But I still have a Nintendo 3DS that I still play to this day, which I got when I was in the 5th grade. So, next one up, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I'm glad that they put a remastered one out for Assassin's Creed 3, because like I said to Assassin's Creed 2, I'd have to say either 2 or 3 is the best. So they've been trying to make remastered Assassin's Creed out there, and I'm a huge Assassin's Creed guy. Let me tell you, I've been playing Assassin's Creed since 2015, and I'd have to say 2 and 3 are the best. So 3 had a great storyline, so did 2, and as well as Black Flag. So next one up, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. I'm glad that they put the Assassin's Creed Rogue I'm glad that they made it all remastered, because these are so hard to find physical copy wise, and I got it last year, so I'm halfway through the storyline, so that's pretty good there. Next up, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This was I think the first Assassin's Creed game I got with my PlayStation 4, and I completed the whole story mode within like 8 months, because I like to take my time, and it takes quite a bit of time to finish a game. I think the fastest I've done was 3 months, I'm pretty sure. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate, great pickup. You should highly recommend, including Assassin's Creed 3 and 2. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, wasn't really too surprised about this game. I mean, it was a PS5 launch game, but it just didn't really. I tried it out a couple of times. It's not one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. Like, I'm not really a fan of the modern Assassin's Creed, like after Syndicate. It just wasn't the greatest. I mean, even before, like, all the Assassin's Creed games before Syndicate, except for Unity, were all great. I mean, I've not played all the Assassin's Creeds, but out of all the Assassin's Creed games, from what I've heard, Unity was probably the worst, and I don't plan on getting Unity. Just not my cup of tea. Dead or Alive 6. This is the only fighting game I have on PlayStation 4. It has been so long since I've been wanting to play Dead or Alive. It is so fun, and I think not a lot of people, from what I saw, have this on their PS4. So this is a must play if you want to pick up a fighting game for your PlayStation 4. Grand Theft Auto 5. This has been a super popular game along the lines. The story mode has been, I'd give it a 5-star rating. I do plan on playing online, but I've had this game for like 2 years now, and I just mainly play story mode. I'm not big on online as like most people are. I mean, a couple of buddies from high school that I went to high school with, they really enjoy the game. For the most part, they just like to play story mode and online. Just me personally, I just go for story mode because it gets pretty interesting along the lines. Madden NFL 25. It's an alright game. It was the very first Madden game that came out on the PlayStation 4. So the PS4 got launched around November of 2013. And the graphics look very different from Madden from the Madden games right now. I just recently got Madden NFL 22 not too long ago, and the current Maddens now, the players look so more realistic, the stadium looks more realistic, and the coaches just look more realistic. So that makes the game really exciting. So on to the next Madden NFL, Madden NFL 19. I got this with my PS4 back on Christmas of 2018, and when I first played it, it looked very interesting. The game looked really fun. The players looked realistic. The stadium looked realistic, and the coaches seemed pretty realistic. So most people say Madden NFL is the same each year. It really isn't. It's really not, because one, they do get updates once in a while, like every couple weeks, and two, like the rookies are new each year. Some teams change their uniforms every few seasons, so that's what makes Madden NFL quite different. Some teams relocating and all that. Madden NFL 20, really good game, really good pickup. And I've had this for about 2 years. I mean, I always get the new Maddens along the lines because football for me, it's number one. And I just love the sport of football. I mean, sports games, I would rank football at number one anyways. And the QB1, like the career simulation, I've tried that once. Wasn't my favorite. I wouldn't really go back to that. It wasn't like the story mode. I just like playing Expedition and Franchise. Not a fan of Ultimate Team though. Just not my cup of tea. Madden NFL 21, also a great football favorite. I mean, along the lines though, it looked very familiar. I mean, one difference, I mean, if you guys remember the Washington Redskins changing the name, this was odd because they're now the Washington football team. So they took out the Redskins imagery, the uniforms, logos, names, etc. So that made it kind of different, but it's still a really good game. Madden 21, I mean, I love playing the game of football. Great cover art though. I mean, last year during lockdown, it was impossible to do a standard photo shoot, but they just used pictures of Lamar Jackson from the 2019 NFL season, which, all in all, the cover looks really good. Madden NFL 22, I just got this game for my birthday. This game is so fun. I mean, franchise, you could be the coach. I mean, there's been a lot of modifications for Madden NFL 22. So that's what made it pretty interesting, that you get to set your own game plans. You couldn't even do that for Madden NFL 19, 20, and in 21. So that's what made it exciting about Madden NFLs. And I also do relocation franchises. So this is what makes it really fun, doing the relocation franchise, me being the coach for you guys and the analyst along the way. So that's a really fun game. I really enjoy it. MLB The Show 17. I've played quite a bit of this one. Um, I don't really enjoy playing baseball video games as much as I do mainly in football and basketball. It's just not what I expected. I mean, I got MLB The Show 18. I used to enjoy baseball, but not as much anymore. I'm more into football, basketball, and the Summer Olympics. So that's what makes it pretty interesting along out of my changes. So I outgrew it for a little while, but not as my favorite anymore. MLB The Show 18, same as 17 in one way or another. NBA 2K15, this was the first NBA game I got for my PlayStation 4. I mean, players started to look realistic, and it was just a simple game for me to play, and it was alright. NBA 2K20, this game, I'd probably say is probably one of the best 2Ks I've ever played, honestly. Awesome graphics, players look more realistic in the game, and it's just awesome basketball game. That's why I like NBA basketball, because they make the best 2K sports games out there. Like EA Sports, they do a really good job at it too. NBA 2K21, awesome, surprising game. It has been, it's a really good one, really good basketball game. I really enjoy it. I give that a 5-star rating along with NBA 2K20, but it just looks very similar to NBA 2K20, the graphics wise, on the PlayStation 4 edition. So mainly the difference is, like, for PS4 and Xbox One, your cover athlete was Damian Lillard, and for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, it was Zion Williamson. So Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the first few games I got for my PS4. I only got the game just because it seemed really interesting along the lines, but it's just super, super hard to get through, and it was just really time consuming, and well, it was probably one of my favorites, but not as much anymore, since GTA is probably my favorite Rockstar game. Resident Evil 4, I just got this game for my birthday, and I've spent so many hours on it recently, and I'd probably have to say, out of all the Resident Evil games I've played, this would probably have to be my favorite. And it came out back in 05, but it's been remastered quite a bit of times, and it's an awesome game. It's a must play if you have a PlayStation 4. Great pickup, by the way. Resident Evil 6, also a fun Resident Evil game. I haven't gotten into too much depth. I mean, Resident Evil, it's probably my favorite Capcom video game series. I mean, the storyline gets pretty hard to get through on Resident Evil 6, but Resident Evil 4, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Spider-Man, I've only played like 5 minutes of it. Not the greatest. Not a Marvel person at all, really. Only saw one more Spider-Man movie. Awful in my opinion. Spider-Man Homecoming, by the way. Sega Genesis Classics. This is it's a great game. It got slammed though because you've had so many Sega games that not everybody is familiar with. I only got the game just to play the retro Sonic the Hedgehog games, and I like I like Sega. Been playing it since I was 10 years old. Sonic the Hedgehog is just a phenomenal game to play. And for the grand finale, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. This game is very detailed, created by Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the South Park creators. It just gives me a 5-star rating, and I love this game because, one, I love the show South Park. I have seen every single episode of South Park, and two, they were very detailed on the characters. They were so, how should I put this? They took their time in putting they worked really hard on that game, and I'd have to give it out to Trey Parker and Matt Stone. You've made great South Park games along the line. So I feel like they should make more South Park games. So that concludes it here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys soon. Have a great Saturday evening, everybody.